Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back. It's Jordan here. Today we're going to be cleaning up the Lego room. My plan is to spend the entire day, like we're talking, I don't know, 8 to 10 hours or something like that, just sort of cleaning up my mess. I've got like this really bad habit of just brushing the mess to the side when I'm like working on Lego projects, and it just sort of accumulates. For example, take a look at my desk right now. There are parts everywhere from all sorts of different projects. Like, oh my gosh, we've been building castles, so there's castle pieces, rock panels, water, more castle elements, base plates for the burrow, all sorts of cool minifigs and accessories and stuff in there. Some Lunar New Year stuff, like campground stuff, like tents and all that. Some like spare chairlifts in here. Just like so many different pieces that need to be sorted. So I'm going to be like sorting Lego and just tidying everything up all day today because I just want it to be taken care of. Sometimes you need to take days like that, right? It's like, yeah, I want to continue working on a project, whatever that may be, but this is just sort of clouding my mind. So let's try and tidy up this table. The chaos, the mess, the unsorted Lego. It's definitely one of my least favorite things about Lego is sorting unsorted Lego, but there are a ton of great pieces here, and this is just a representation of a graveyard that I've accumulated from pretty much all of my custom building over the last probably like 2 months. But there's a whole bunch of dark gray brick, a whole bunch of slopes that's just like fantastic for creating rock detail, and also a bunch of green plate, a bunch of green slopes, a bunch of bamboo elements, a bunch of minifig stuff, a bunch of things that can be used for the medieval area, and just different things. Also all the trans blue glass panels, which actually used to be in the Avengers Tower. I was thinking maybe I'll be able to do something with that in the future, maybe like an airport or something like that. It's funny because as I go through and sort all these pieces, I get like ideas for all the different parts, because you're like, oh, I'm sorting black brick or blue plate or trans blue tiles, and it's like, what could I do with all these pieces? Oh, maybe I could build an airport, or maybe I could do this style of landscaping, or do something different altogether. So I'm sorting this just classically how I would always sort my bulk Lego, just by part type. And you'll see there's a pile on the right hand side, and it's slowly getting larger and larger, because what I'm doing is dumping out these bins, which mainly consist of like very similar part types. So I'm getting rid of all the bulk. So if there's like a ton of slopes, if there's a ton of brick, if there's a ton of plate, then I try to get rid of all of that bulk. And then there's like sometimes like a little bit of remnants left over. So if you can hear my kids in the background, if there's a little bit of remnants left over, then I push it into the pile on the right hand side of the screen there, because it's a lot easier to sort Lego when there's like a bunch of the same part varieties, because you're not getting up and down a million times and putting them away into different part bins. So that's why I don't like doing small batch sorting, because it takes forever, because there's so many different part varieties, and it's like you got one of this and one of this and 10 of this and 6 of this and 7 of that and 8 of this. So it takes forever to put it into the piles, whereas it's like all the same part varieties. Then you can just like crush it out way quicker. So that's why I have like that slot pile that I'm slowly building. But I'm just like getting rid of all the main stuff, all the white slopes, all the white bricks, all the dark bluish gray plate, all the green plate, all the trans blue stuff, all the vegetation. So I'm just sort of sorting that, because it's like the bulk of the mess. And then once I have like the bulk dealt with, I have like this pile that's left over, and what I'm going to do is just put that into my unsorted Lego bins, because then when I do mass sorting again, there's more of the same part varieties, so it feels like it goes faster. It feels like you're sorting more parts per minute. Is that a terminology? Parts per minute? Maybe ppm? It's supposed to be parts per million, but Lego parts per minute. There you go. Quite a successful venture thus far. I managed to empty 2 entire drawers, and then all of these plastic containers. Like, there's quite a few plastic containers there, and they were just like hoarded randomly throughout the Lego room. All that I have left from everything that was on my desk earlier is just this small bin right here of miscellaneous pieces, and then some vegetation that needs to be sorted into the vegetation drawers. Some smalls, like 1x1 studs, and then some miscellaneous stuff as well. This I'm keeping grouped together because it's like a trail mix, and I'm thinking I'll be able to use these plates that are sort of like pre-built, and all of the additional pieces to continue the trail in the medieval area. Then I've got a whole bunch of connectors here. I do need to go through and sort all these just into the drawers, because each one is sorted by part type within my parts inventory. There's a bunch of these like hinge bricks right here. I'm thinking it'd be cool to create some sort of like wall that has different angles using those hinge bricks, like in the medieval area. So I'm thinking I need to build some sort of massive fortress wall in the medieval area, and those are going to come in handy. Speaking of the medieval area, I managed to isolate all of this stuff, and all of this stuff is going to go toward creating detail in there. So we've got some crocodiles or alligators, crates, all sorts of black Vulcan knights, swords, shields, helmets, all sorts of body armor, some skeletons, chests. Like, yeah, this is going to be great for adding details to the medieval area. So I'm just going to keep that stuff off to the side. No sense in sorting that into the other minifig bins. This is all the miscellaneous minifig stuff. So there's like some tents and some mini builds. I can go into the winter village eventually. I think the snow-covered Christmas tree and the snowman, some snowboards, some skis, some umbrellas. I can go on the beach. So I'm just going to sort those into the minifig drawers. But yeah, I've managed to reduce that quite nicely. Well, watching some hockey. Definitely not a bad way to spend the day. So after I was done sorting all that Lego, I came and hung out up here with these freaks and had some tacos for dinner. But it literally took me about 6 hours. Holy cow, Benjamin. It took me 6 hours to sort all that Lego. Can you believe it? Insane. In addition to sorting all that stuff and hanging out with the family for a while there and having dinner, I also cleaned up my staircase here. Oh yeah, that is nice. It honestly feels so good to have a whole bunch of stuff sorted in the Lego room and to like not have a mess. I'm the worst at just like creating a mess, whether it's boxes piled up on the bottom of the stairs or parts beside my desk or parts under the table. I really got to get in a better habit of like when I'm creating a mock or whatever it may be, and I'm taking apart a plate for a castle. Like when I take apart that plate and I construct the new like castle, I've got to get in the habit of sorting everything before moving on to the next project, because like included in all those parts, there's all the parts for the burrow, like the old plate for it, and like that stuff has just been laying around the Lego room, sort of clouding my mind for so long, and now it's finally dealt with here today. So all of those parts that you saw in the previous clip, like the connectors, the vegetation, the small 1x1s, all the minifig pieces, I also went through and I put those into the part system. So now all of those bins are officially gone out of my workspace, and look at that, it is so much better. Just got my build table, my shelf that used to be loaded full of parts just has the periodic table of Lego colors and also the Chinese restaurant, which I need to modularize, and my speaker. This is how it should be. That stuff should not be piled up on that there, and nor should stuff be piled up underneath the Lego table. I have such a habit of, or a bad habit of, just piling stuff up like right there. And now all that I have to do is finish sorting all this Lego. Of course, I didn't sort all of my Lego today. I did go for 6 hours, but then just life, right? But I got one bin of tiny parts, 2 bins of medium, 2 bins of extra large, 1 bin of 501st stuff there, some bagged out stuff, some stuff that needs to be broken down and sorted, vegetation, and then some more stuff that needs to be broken down and sorted. So at least I know that it's all contained within those bins now, because I did get a ton of stuff sorted today, and it's not like I could just take that stuff and put it into the bins, because as you saw there, a bunch of it had to actually be like broken down, and that's why it was separated in those bins. Also, a lot of it was like the same part type within each bin, so it's better to just like break it down by part type, or sorry, keep it in those bins, because it's easier to break down by part type when the time comes that I actually want to clean that up and sort of clear my mind and get a better vision of what's going on here, because it's like the scenario of just things that just piling up and piling up and piling up. It just sort of drives you crazy after a while, and you got to get it done. I really need to get in the habit of just like doing that once a week maybe, but it's like, it took me all day. Like it's 6 hours and then probably 2 hours of video creation. So it takes me all day. So it takes me 8 hours just to clean up that little bit of mess there. It's, you know, it's a process. And sometimes when you're working on a mock or whatever it may be, you don't have the time to take all of the little tiny 1x1 studs and 1x2 tiles
off the blue plates after you're done extracting this thing. It just sort of adds up. Sometimes maybe you don't have the time, but you just don't want to spend your time doing that, right? But I'm glad that I did it today because now it actually looks pretty fresh. And you know what else is pretty fresh as well? The Edmonton Oilers are on a 16-game winning streak, and now we have the NHL All-Star break coming right up here. They don't play again until February 6th, but I look forward to it. I hope they continue their streak. I was able to watch some hockey today while doing that, so that was pretty cool. And now I can actually breathe down here. I can actually function. I've got to figure out what I'm going to be doing next now, whether it be continuing on the medieval area, getting some Lion Knights for that and building an army over there, or working on a different modular building for the Lego City, or changing up something, or adding little mini builds throughout the campground or throughout the farm. I want to upgrade the farm, and I want to do some more upgrades throughout the city as well. So now I just need to sort of have a look at my list of things that I want to achieve and go from there. But today last night I decided, I was like, I cannot do anything else until that mess gets cleaned up. And mission accomplished, everybody. Mission accomplished, that's for sure. Hey, thank you so much for coming on by. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to smash that thumbs up, subscribe for some more great stuff coming out in the near future, because I guarantee you're going to want to check out what we've got planned for the future. It's going to be absolutely epic, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Thank you so much. Have yourselves a fantastic day, and bye for now.